Here's a question. Do you believe in UFOs? Well, so tonight, guess what? You're in some pretty impressive company. British astrophysicist Stephen Hawking, one of the smartest people on the planet, arguably, think there's a good chance that alien life exists. Not exactly the friendly E.T. kind. In fact, Hawking envisions a far darker possibility, more along the lines of this movie, War of the Worlds. In fact, in a new documentary for the Discovery Channel, Hawking says the alien will be big, bad, and very busy. Conquering planet after planet, he says they might exist in massive ships, and he calls them nomads who travel the universe, conquering others, and collecting energy through mirrors. Mirrors? Massive ships? Giant, mean aliens? Is it all possible? Let's go up close with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the director of the Hayden Planetarium in New York. And like Hawking, he's also an astrophysicist. Thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, happy to be with you. Thanks for having me.
I've been fascinated by this since I was a kid, probably. And, the fact that there's hundreds of billions of galaxies, hundreds of millions of stars in each galaxy.
Hundreds of billions of stars,
even more. It probably means that there's probably life out there somewhere.
Indeed.
But this idea that aliens will be evil, and Hawking paints this picture that is far less E.T. and far more Independence Day, speculation?
Yeah, but it's not blind speculation. I think it says more about what we fear about ourselves than any real expectation of what an alien would be like. In other words, our biggest fear, I think, is that the aliens who visit us would treat us the way we treat each other here on Earth. So in a way, Hawking's sort of apocalyptic fear stories are just a mirror held up back to us. And that's how we need to think about it.
And that's a very different perspective than what Carl Sagan put out there. He was literally giving away the Earth's location.
Exactly. He gave the return address on a plaque on the Voyager spacecraft. Here we are. But so why would they do? Why would they do this? They're going to treat us the way we treat ourselves. It sounds like something parents tell their children. But why? Is there some sort of revenge, vengeance? What is it? Well, like I said, no one knows how an alien will behave. They'll have different chemistry, different motives, different intentions. Who are we to extrapolate what we are to them? I'm just saying that any suspicion that they will be evil is more a reflection of our fear about how we would treat an alien species if we found them than any actual knowledge about how an alien would treat us.
We have we're listening right now. My understanding is we've been listening for a long time for anything, and we haven't heard a peep. Really from out there. Do you think we're being listened to right now?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, so the big fear, I think, is we announce our presence and then the aliens come and then enslave us or put us in a zoo or whatever. And there have been entertaining science fiction stories that capture just those themes. So that's the fear factor. But what are we doing? We're mostly listening. We have giant radio telescopes pointing in different directions with highly sophisticated circuitry that listens to billions of radio frequencies simultaneously to see if anybody's whispering on any one of them in any place in the universe. So that's different from sending signals out. We're not sending signals out on purpose. We're sending them out accidentally. Our radio bubble is about 70 light years away from us right now, and that's on the frontier of that bubble has the I Love Lucy show, the Honeymooners. That's the first. These are the first sort of emissaries of our human culture that an alien would decode.
It takes so long for our sound to get out there. And by the way, I never thought you'd describe us as living in an alien zoo. I love that. I think we have just a little bit of time for a lightning round, a fun space factoids. Professor, let me ask you a couple questions. True or false? Saturn would float in water. True or false?
Yeah, the average density of Saturn is less than that of water. In fact, when I was a kid, I wanted a rubber Saturn instead of a rubber ducky because I knew it would float.
You'd be the same height in space as you are on Earth. True or false?
No, if you're weightless in space, your vertebrae expand back, and you're an inch or two taller in space. The moment you come back to Earth, you shrink back. That doesn't last.
Gotcha. I learned something there. The face in the landscape of Mars was evidence of life there.
Of course not. No. I mean, when we had better resolution images, the face went away. So
there you go.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay. We'll give ourselves a pass on that one. No one can hear you scream in space. True or false?
Yeah, that's true. Unless you've got radio communication. There's no air. Air propagates sound. So if you're in the vacuum of space and you scream, no one's listening.
I should put my kids out there. There's a star made entirely of diamond. True or false?
They're dead stars that are principally carbon, and under very high pressure with enough time, the crystalline structure of carbon can change. So we suspect some of these sort of charcoal briquettes became diamond, at least in some parts of their core. So yes, they're not active stars sustaining life on surrounding planets. They're dead. You wouldn't want to be a planet around them.
So my wife can't get there right now, what you're saying.
Maybe, so you do a flyby.
Right, flyby.
Scoop up some diamonds on your way.
Right. I love talking to you so much. Neil deGrasse Tyson, professor. Always learn so much. Thanks so much for joining us.
And I tweet the universe, like, every day. There are more cosmic brain droppings, but they're there.
I should have asked that. See, I'm going to Twitter, and maybe somebody on outer space will read it and hear it.
You got it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.